Yo. How's everybody doing? Aaron, what's up, man? Kirby, what's up? Dallas, what's up? Everett, what's up? JLB, what up? Love to hear that, man. What, the shirt? I think a new all-time high. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. I had a big oopsie yesterday, man. Let revenge trading get the best of me. I did a little bit of that too, but unfortunately I did it on the personal capital account. Did a little bit of that too. Hit some couple of absolute bangers on all my prop firms though. Traded right at 4 o'clock. I took that trade right around 4 o'clock when earnings came out. Took that short. This is TradingView that you're looking at right here. Hola. I'm doing great over here, man. Doing great. That was silly. I wanted to experiment. Yeah, me too, with losing again. Tyler, what's up, man? I use both the web versions. I do not use the app for either one of those. Those are, Taylor, the earnings reports are scheduled far in advance. I felt like a real failure yesterday because I did not post a video or make mention of that to any of you guys, that was coming up. And I was like, man, I'm really letting some people down with this. So sorry to hear you got cooked on that. I do not trade on my phone at all, no. I actually make sure that I'm signed out of, usually I have all the apps deleted on my phone. Just removes any temptation to throw a trade on when I'm not at my setup. Man, we got a storm last night here, and it was hailing, like marble-size hail, man. It was nuts. Maybe not that big. That might be a little exaggeration, but at least like large pea-size hail. Yeah, I do, Caleb. I do. Hey, Taylor, this link right here, if it'll let me post that, hopefully it does. You can use that link right there and you can see all the scheduled earnings reports. That's a calendar showing you all the different earnings reports. I check that pretty frequently. There's several sources like that. There's one, NASDAQ.com has its own version of that. TradingView actually has one as well. Usually you can see, sometimes you can see, if you have a certain setting on, you can see the earnings report scheduled on TradingView at the bottom. It'll have like a little circle that you can click on. Mac, how's it going, man? We're doing good over here. Cannot complain. Lucid had it on the accounts tab, yeah. Yeah, some firms like I think Tradeify does that too. If you look at the P&L calendar or whatever, sometimes they'll have that on there. TradeZilla does; they'll have it on there. Yeah, 27,623. Precisely 27,622.75. It's a lot of fun, Kayla. It's a lot of fun. It's got its ups and downs, no pun intended. How many hours a day do you trade? I'm on here from 9 until 11. 9 a.m. Eastern time to 11 a.m. Eastern time. If I wasn't streaming, I'd be on here from probably 9:30 until maybe 10:30. Most of the time I wrap up by 10:30, but I stay on just in case there's something by 11. MEQ's dead, man. There's an order stacked at 27,550, which would be this previous high up here. So this swing high. But it's pretty empty at the moment. Volume's low. I'm worried about that from all the pumping and dumping that we did, from 6 p.m. and then dumped from basically 8:30 until 2 a.m. and now we've kind of trickled higher. So, any holidays this year? Yeah, I've got a couple trips planned. I'll be in Spain in July, trying to put together a trip to Korea, and also trying to work in a trip to Banff. So a couple little getaways. And then he's back on doing a couple sneaky trades. I do that. The problem is, man, I'll leave the chart open, and if something just looks juicy, the best thing to do, don't do this, because I preach not to do this, and I really try my best not to. But sometimes I'll leave the charts open, and something juicy will pop up, and I'll smack it. But I'm in Spain. Where are you at? I'm planning to go to Barcelona, and then there's a couple of coastal towns I think we're going to check out around along the way. Flying into Barcelona, though. Check out the first part of the Tour de France. Kicks off there. Prepare for Asian Indian overload if you're coming to Banff. Hopefully we can we'll see where, I don't know exactly where we're going at. Like I said, we're still working the kinks out. Nice dump here. Not a whole lot on the book map indicating what this is about. It's mostly volume being executed at market. Where in Spain? I've been living in Palma, Mallorca for the last months. I'm not sure exactly. So I'm going with one of my brothers, and he's got some friends that have some houses in some of the coastal towns. So we're flying into Barcelona, and then we're hop, skipping, and jumping around for a little while. You gonna come hunt me down? You better bring me some elk or whatever it is you've been shooting out there. Am I hiding my hair from you? I'm hiding my hair from me, man. For above midnight open, are we likely to stay above the line? That's not necessarily how that works. sometimes that's how it works, but I don't know how coincidental that is or not. A lot of times we like to just revisit that area. It's just a point of interest to pay attention to. I appreciate that, Aaron. It does stand for London High. Clay, what's up, man? Short at 27,450. I don't necessarily recommend that. Short 2, 27,450. I don't necessarily recommend that. Dre, I appreciate that, man. If you're renting a car, drive from Banff to Jasper. Maybe watch a hockey game. That'd be sick. That would be sick. Need the Canes to whoop up on those Flyers, man. The Flyers sealed the deal last night against the Gwens. That was a boring game. That was not. That game was uncharacteristic of the previous games in that series. I am from NC. I am. You trade ICT? I do, in conjunction with order flow and momentum by way of bookmap. This is the bookmap. What part? Currently in Chapel Hill. Currently in Chapel Hill. The open, Alfie. Candle open. Midnight, candle open. You can see it right there. You're from Raleigh? Yeah. Grew up in Wake Forest, man. Just north of you guys. Stomping grounds for 20-something years. You have high disdain for Kachuk. Dude, he was playing dirty, man. He was playing dirty. I'd definitely let you know, Everett. Definitely. Will, what's up, man? Christian, I have a dog named Nacho. Big UFC fight this weekend you watching? I'll watch if it's free. It was on Netflix last time, I think. I work in Durham. Nice. I have a dog named Nacho. Yeah, I'll be watching if it's free. Do I work a 9 to 5? No. Never again in my life will I do that. Knock on wood. It's on Paramount Plus. I have that. I think I have that. I do have that. Also, how do you get the writing at the side of your line? Like, how do you put midnight there? So this is the Ray tool. And then I type it in the text here. Midnight. Middle. Right for the text alignment. I also put it in italics. And then these are my line style settings. Yo. trying to quit my 9 to 5. I hate this with a passion. Yeah, I get it. Lock in. How I do my exam? Well, this tells you how much I'm checked in or checked out. This exam I thought was today. It's not actually until next Tuesday. So, got a little extra time to study. Oh, I get it, dude. I get it. I don't think we're meant to live our lives like that, man. I just really don't. I know it's a necessary. There's part of it is necessary for society to function properly, but I just don't think we were designed to, sit in an office 10 hours a day for 40 or 50 years and then die. Why is my midnight so high up? It's marked at the candle open at midnight. Right there. Candle open at midnight. 12 a.m. How old are you? 33. Extra time to enjoy the dogs. Only thing is it starts at 7 a.m. The fight starts at 7 a.m.? Is that what you're talking about? Dang. I mean, I'll be up, but that's weird. Yeah, I agree, Juice. I agree. I'm not familiar with the 7:15 breakup structure. I'm familiar with the 8:15 orb strategy, Eric. The 8:15 Eastern Time orb strategy. I think it is a good strategy for a lot of people. It's not a whole lot of volume today. It's really not. I mean, there's a little more. There's a little extra on. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys trade this more than I do. I mean, I don't trade it, but you guys have been paying attention to it more than I have. What do you guys think about the orb today? How do you battle hesitation on a trade you feel confident on? You're too attached. Release the attachment. Stop thinking about money. Stop thinking about the outcome. Release the attachment and just trade your strategy, trade your plan. I got the verse of the day right here. Ephesians 4:15. Speaking the truth in love, we will in all things grow up into him who is the head, that is Christ. This verse of the day stuff always puts like thoughts on the verse. It's pretty interesting to read that. Been struggling with missing entry. Should I take a break? I wouldn't say that. I think it kind of goes in line with what I was just saying about having the hesitation. You got to release the attachment, man. I feel like we get so caught up, we almost get like gun shy, shell shocked from losing trades. You got to snap out of that and just release the attachment and trade. Easier said than done, but that's what needs to happen. What do you use as confirmation for entry? Somebody explain the orb strategy in here. I think you use the midpoint. There's supposed to be a midpoint here. So you would mark out this 8 to 8:15 candle. I'm gonna make a. So you'd mark out that 8 to 8:15 candle there, and then you use the midline for confirmation. So you'd want to see, once you mark out the 8 to 8:15, you want to see a breakout in a direction. In this case, we have it broken out to the upside here. And then at the 9:30 open, I think you look for a retest into this and a respect of the midpoint, the consequent encroachment of that candle, and you'd look for a move back higher here. Pretty sure that's how it works. Somebody correct me if I explained any of that wrong. And then you put stops. I think most of the time this is taken on ES when I've seen it taken. And RP says to put about a 5 or 6 point stop below or above. So if we were looking for a long here, your stop would be, he says, 5 or 6 points below the candle. So that would be, I guess 5 points would probably be enough there, and your trade would look something like this. Something like that. Is that basically how he does it? Did I explain any of that right? You know exactly how to trade these stuff. I don't know. I think I've watched the video a couple times on how to do this. Yeah, I hate to hear that, Juice. I think that's my biggest nightmare, dude. I'm going to clear these highs here because we already took that. No limit order here. With volume profile lines hitting the same area. How's that look? Can I make the volume a little louder? I think it's as loud as, I think I have it all the way up right now. Is that louder? Too loud? Got people saying too loud, not loud enough. I'll turn it down a notch. Is that better, Hugo? Sound good? It's crazy how it's so different for different people. No, I don't have another TikTok, man. There's all kinds of scammers on here. This is my one and only account. Part of a Discord? I have a Discord. Links in the bio. I'm not trading the orb, PJ. A bunch of people in here are. It's the 5-minute chart right here. Appreciate that, pizza. One minute. No, the volume imbalances have been a thing. Inefficiencies and imbalances. Good luck, everybody. Stay patient. A lot of volume lower here. Be careful with this orb. Yeah, a lot of volume lower here. Nothing like scared the orb off again. You did. You did. I'm going to jump back over to NQ. Nah, I got an exam Saturday and I got an exam Tuesday. If we straight dump, I'm fine with that. I'd love to catch some shorts. Got a 3-day calc exam next week. Is that with, what's her name? Chambers? Okay, man. Jamaican math warrior. Targeting London, I guess. See how this plays. Orders at 27,325 down there. Bookmap looks crazy. Yeah, it's aggressive to that downside. Nice. Very nice, no name. Sad orb. I'm sure a lot of people made some money on that. Jamie, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. These things happen. We got to, like I was saying earlier, I'm going to sound like a broken record because it seems like this is an issue that I've noticed recently, but you got to remove the attachment. Don't feel like a failure or attach some sort of achievement or lack thereof to your ability to hang on to a prop firm account. Even the best traders blow accounts, man. I've watched Rips trade. Rips is a guy who's been trading over 10 years. He makes millions of dollars a year from trading. I've watched him sit there and blow accounts in one trade. Don't get too attached to it. If you're really struggling, each trade you take is just a losing trade and you're getting knocked over the head, make sure that you're journaling and figuring out what's going on, that you can dial in on, that you may be doing something that's causing that. Are you FOMOing into trades? Are you over trading? Are you not walking away? And by over trading, I mean you're in profit and you just don't walk away. You're not satisfied. Almost blew your account from the short. How'd you do that, man? You recommend joining PJ's Discord? I know you said it helped you a lot. I do recommend it. For some reason, my computer sounds like it is working overtime right now. London low. LOL is London low. Sorry, Jamie. What'd you say? I think it's not being happy with profits as money's super tight right now. That is a tough position to be in to trade. That is one of the worst possible situations to be in to try to get trading down. Because you feel so much pressure to make it happen and make it work. All right, I'm gonna lock out those Lucid accounts there. I'm crushing these Lucid accounts, man. Where's the shirt from? Patagonia. Yeah, I got in on this short, just below the VWAP. We snagged a little bit there. Snagged 463 times 5. You were long from the orb. See, I faded that orb so fast, dude. I thought I called that out to you guys. I don't trade it, but I was telling you guys, yeah, this orb ain't happening today. What prop firm do you use? Tradeovate is, I use Lucid, Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, Apex, Alpha Futures, and I trade those all through Tradeovate. I caught that short on Lucid, yeah, Everett. I did. Yeah. Just chewing on these Lucid accounts, man. They're hard to beat. Bought a new account, entered mini instead of micro, and got auto liquidated on a winning trade. How did that happen? Paper trade until I can get confidence back. It's a good idea. Any idea why my order won't fill on paper? Make sure you have enough. Make sure you're not oversizing. Sometimes if you're trying to size too big for your account, for what's available in your account, then it won't execute the trade, even on paper. Appreciate that, Kim. Appreciate that. I'm missing $5 to pass. That's frustrating. I'd open a micro right now and target that 225 level. Micro long, potentially. Hang on, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. At 225 levels, getting ready to get popped. Here it comes. There it is. 222. 223. You should have made enough if you just opened the micro right there. There it is, 225. Take profit's great. I use them too. I'm not sure what that's about, man. I've never had that happen before. Did you hit it, Salmon? Yeah, good. Think we're going lower. We're starting to get some volume to the upside here. I don't like how we just left that London right there. Sorry, I'll show you this other. I'm looking at my other chart. I don't like how we just left that London low right there. But we did this. Notice we had done this. I deleted it now. We had Asia high right here that was getting edged pre-market on ES. So that's a super edge right there on London. Like, look how, I don't know if you can tell how close we are right there. But I don't feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel comfortable getting into a long until that gets swept. Just took probably the worst trade of my life. I'm going, what happened? Oh, you got short as soon as it popped back up, Matthew? Yeah, I got you, Epic. I use MNQ on Bookmap Epic, just so you know. That's why if you're looking at your NQ versus my MNQ, mine looks clearer. It's because I'm using MNQ. Lost 400 for fun. Hey, that's the price of paying. That's the price you pay for entry, man. It's a interest-free loan. Go get it back. At TV, is it at TV or at TM? MNQ M6 is correct. MNQM6.CME at BMD is what I use, Bookmap data. I'm not sure what data is TV. Hurts my eyes. Dude, it's a game changer. It's a game changer for sure. They're already gone. They don't get to see your message. They're already out of here. This is level 2 data. Shows institutional order flow. So we got some interesting price action going on here. These are orders limit orders stacked in the market, these orange red lines that you see, the brighter the orange or the red, the more concentration of orders there are. Blue is also orders, it's just not as high of a concentration. These circles, these dots, are volume dots. I tried to make these bigger, so if you're on the YouTube over there, you can see those a little bit better. But that's showing you the volume that's being executed at market. So the larger the dot or the circle, the more volume has been executed at that level or is being executed at that level. Same username, slowly dying. Same username, Christian Trades Live. I use Bookmap data, the data they provide. CME, the CME data plan is what you want, though, for NASDAQ and S&P futures. See, I'm wondering if that's remember Epic, we were talking about the difference between global and global plus. There's something, make sure, you bought the CME data and you make sure you signed in correctly to the data plan, because there's a whole process of signing in to the data. I don't think it automatically registers. You got to go to the help tab and then click activate. There's like a drop down menu there, and towards the bottom it'll say activate, I think. The chart is glitching. I don't see any glitching. I'm watching what you're watching. That's just how fast price moves, man. This is a real time showing you that basically what you're seeing here is what's happening inside of those candlesticks as the candlestick is moving. This is just happening a lot faster. It's registering faster. Ideally, you do, yeah, Fran. You do target those red lines. Those are liquidity levels that you see, orders stacked up in the market. But you also want to be going with the trend. You don't want to just, all of a sudden you see all these orders way above us up here, and just throw a long in because you see all those stacked up. It could start pushing that direction, but you still have these orders down here that you would think would be the first attraction. We still didn't take London. Is it okay if my bookmap be bookmap data at 30? I'm not sure what at 30 is. Don't even think about that, Mac. You'll be all right, man. Slowly, what's up? I see you over there. What does PJ's Discord offer? Does he do live streams? Yeah, he does. He trades daily live. I think if it's a no news Monday, I don't think he trades, but for the most part, he's live every day. I got violated. That's not good. Power went out for my entire neighborhood. Are you kidding me, Nenya? This is called Bookmap, Peter. This is called Bookmap. It's level 2 data. Shows institutional order flow. Amir, it's always showing on the YouTube. Every time I use that, I say that name, I get shadow banned on here. But if you the same username, Christian Trades Live, it's always showing over there. Also makes me want to throw up. Some people said that it's like nauseating or something. I don't see that. I guess if you're looking on your phone or whatever platform you're on, it probably is a little more extreme. But I have a monitor here that I'm watching it on, so it's different. I see money, yeah. London low just got popped there. I'm switching accounts here. I forgot to do that. 285. 285. Still order stack below us here. Could go even lower. Hey, there you go, Joseph. Good job, man. It's a little over 100 a month. Do you think beginners should use it? I think it's difficult for beginners to get a hold of it. I would learn some more fundamental trading before jumping into Bookmap. But it's I can't explain to you how useful it is. I mean, any strategy that you're trading, you can use Bookmap by itself and trade that just as like a strategy that you develop simply from Bookmap, or you can combine it with ICT, supply and demand, trend lines, whatever it is that you normally trade as an added confluence. Because seeing where orders are stacked up in the market, you have an idea when you're marking out session highs and swing highs and things like that, but to actually see them for sure, like stacked in the market, you can see them on the Bookmap. That's a whole different ballgame. And you can see where people are throwing orders in. Like you just saw that order just come and get thrown in right there. Look at 27,300 up here. That order just got injected in up there, that limit order. It is pretty simple to understand. What's complicated is learning how it moves, because it doesn't behave the same every session. It doesn't behave the same every session. We're getting it behaving well this session, but it's not always like that. I haven't used TradeViz. Tons of liquidity down into the 20s here. Was trying to get a hold of that. I think it's going to hit. Just wanted to pull back a little bit first. Could even go down to that 180 where the Asia low is. Yeah, see, here's the push I was looking for. Another little pullback here. I'll try to take another chance at this. Just don't like the orders that I'm seeing that are coming up into the 60s above us. That'd be a 20-point pullback there. It's just not something I'm trying to get caught in. See there, that's what I'm talking about right there. Orders flashing in the 60s right here. That order at 64, 264. I want to see that get popped and then come back down. I might leave it behind, but I'm uncomfortable jumping back in there with that sitting up there. Yeah, see, it's fucking gonna move without me. Excuse my language. Big order at 27,200. Look at that wick on the 5 minute. What made me take the first trade? I opened the trade below the VWAP there, just targeting that London low. Got out at that I think around that 300 level, I can't remember. I'm not sure what time you mark your London, Tristan. There you go. Up into the 90s here above us. Those orders down at 200 are still resting. Typically only about 1 or 2 per prop firm. What's up, Uncle Chris? How's it going, man? I did read the verse of the day. Joseph, you want me to read another one? Can you explain why micros are good to trade? Less risk. 1 point of movement is $2 in a micro versus $20 in a mini if you're trading on NQ. It's $5 per point of movement on ES for a micro, and then $50 per point of movement for one contract on ES as well. Micros are a tenth the size. Fran, I target session highs and lows. So if it's London or Asia, those are typically high levels of attraction for price. Alfie, sorry. I'll show you ES, sorry. Excuse me. I only need 1.5 points hit TV. I hope it hits, man. Who the... Bro. Somebody's making way too much noise in the hallway. Slamming his door for no reason, dude. Yeah, it's an apartment. It's a vacuum. Sorry. Vacuuming. Am I packing? What do you think, bruh? It's private silent. Bastard leaving. Big oaf. I hope he makes a bunch of money, man. He already has, I think, off NIL. Do you open trades live? I just took that last trade. I've taken 3 trades right now live. Was what true, Dakota? Saved but not soft. That's what I like to say. Saved but not soft. Yeah, that was. Why would I make that up? I didn't say that, but that is what happened. $27,375. There's a bunch of orders at $365. Orders flashing also at $375. That's where the True Day VWAP is that I have marked out. 6 p.m. open. Big dump there. Whoa. I have no clue, man. I had no clue. I got very lucky. I deleted it very quickly. It's possible to trade Asia and be successful because it would line up with my schedule better. Yeah, it is. It's not as much volume most of the time. You could definitely do it. I don't count my chickens before they hatch, man. I don't count the chickens before they hatch. Took this part of the short. Just took that on the TPT accounts there too. Not bad, not bad. I just took that short as well on my TPT accounts. 530 times 5 there. 463 there. And still nothing on those. Just passed 50K Apex funded for my first presented fair value gap at 931. Very nice. Very nice. All right, Mac, have a good one, man. I'll lock these out so there's no accidents. And we'll switch to these now. Cancel all orders, flatten all, disable, and Tradify. This is the only thing about trading individual firms is you got to, and using TradeSync, you got to sign out, sign back in, disable accounts, make sure they're locked, just so you protect yourself from any sort of slip-ups. You got to also make sure that each page is selected the same lead account so that there's no mistakes there either. There we go. It doesn't always work like that, Epic. There are days where it can really trip you up because you would see what you're seeing on the book map right now, like you see all these orders stacked up right here, you would think that we're just going to dump right there. But if you had gotten in, let's say you took a trade right here and you're short, you're right now 40 points now in drawdown, 50 points close to it. So you got to be real careful about your entries. I love that, Matthew. I appreciate that, man. I love having you here. Stopped out in profit. There you go, Aaron. Nice, man. think that Asia wants to get smacked. It's just a question of when. Are you waiting for longs? No, I'm not. Stratton just hasn't showed up at all this week. It happens, Dakota. That's how it goes sometimes. There you go, Aaron. Love to see it, man. I knew you'd bounce back. Just got to keep showing up. Entry was just pretty much dictated by what I was seeing on Bookmap, man. That a pullback. We started to dump again. We had this pullback up to 300, and then in the immediate rejection down, Bookmap just started, coming alive to the downside. Pretty much, we still had those orders resting at that. Was it the 200 level that I was looking at? I think it was the 200. Asia low still down there. Tons of stuff still on the Bookmap to the downside. It's still kind of there, but you can see we had this big splotch of stuff that I was thinking we were going to go towards. You can see how we pulled up to that level, all the way back up to this 300 level, and look at that, aggressive. And so we pulled back up to here, rejected, pulled back to here, higher low, or excuse me, lower high, and then get in, targeted, pitch and catch is what that's called. But that was my thinking. And pattern is beginning to repeat itself. There's not as much draw down here as there was before when this happened earlier. When this happened earlier, you can see how much more there was down here that we were trading into. Some of that's gotten absorbed, some of that's been yanked, so it's not as clear to the downside as it was before. I still think directionally that's where we're headed. It's just not going to be as aggressive of a move like it was prior. It's called Bookmap. You can download it at their website, bookmap.com. Now we've rejected off of this level without sweeping 200 like 4 times now. There you go. Now finally took that 200 level. And I'm out. So I just took 459 on those 5 Tradeify accounts. We got 530 times 5 on take profit accounts, and 463 times 5 on my Lucid accounts, and negative 69 times 5 on my Apex accounts. Okay, now show the dogs. And there's no guarantee that those limit orders are also shorts, so you could short right before, then all the orders turn out to be longs, correct? I mean, technically, yes, but I don't think that really matters. Not necessarily, especially if there's orders lower that are continuing to drag it down. Because you think about this, it's either, they could be buy orders, but it doesn't mean those are orders being open. That could be orders being closed. That could be people who are short that are closing their position there. Or it could be people who are getting in short. There's also short orders that are stacked there. It's not all buy orders. So just the fact that it's a concentration of orders, that's why, Jaden, it's very important to pay attention. I start watching this book map pretty early in the morning, around like 7:30, paying attention to how price is behaving that day. If we're hitting these major liquidity levels and then rejecting off of them very aggressively, then that's something to keep an eye on. But if we're doing like we're doing today, where each time we've hit one of these levels, except for this London low, we've pushed through them to an extent. I mean, we're pushing back now, but you can see that what was this wick from the base? I mean, we pushed through exactly 22 points. So from the time we hit that Asia low until the peak of the wick, it was 22 points. So using Trade Sinker. Let's fix those Apex now. I'm closed them out. 2 trades, 3 trades actually. Took one that was in profit, $400. You saw me go down 200 and something. Then I took a third, and I'm basically break even, -69 on them. I'm not going to take a fourth. Just eat the -69 for the day and get it another time. Show the dogs, dude. How long was that trade? I didn't time it. Maybe 30 seconds, JR? Maybe. Maybe a little longer. There's something called time dilation that happens while you trade, which is actually the original reason I started recording myself trading. It wasn't to stream. It was to actually, because when you're in a trade, you don't realize how much time goes by. Sometimes time slows down tremendously and it feels a lot longer than it was, which causes you to get out of the trade prematurely because you're like, man, I'm not going to sit through this whole trade. When in reality, it's only been like a minute or two. So time dilation is a real thing when it comes to trading. What do you mean education fee on Saturday? Up 750 on Apex eval, halfway past. There you go. Boom. Very nice. My copy accounts had some desync that happened much too. Yes, Everett. Are you using Trade Sinker? Call that slippage. Trade evade happens too, yeah. Slippage. Jaden, I mean, pretty much, man. I mean, you know when you're pushing your luck. You know what I mean? I don't know. To me, 3 trades is getting excessive with one firm. You can only try your luck so much. I lost money today because I FOMO traded and it took me out fast. At least you identified the problem, man, and you were honest about it. Not this BS of, man, these markets crazy, man. That's a good thing, though, man. That's a good thing that you identify what the problem is and you know better now. Got stopped out and then it hit TP. That's frustrating, man. Happy Thursday, Connor. I was walking the dog by your house, what was it, last weekend, man. Thought I saw your Jeep in the driveway. We're in the garage, actually, unless somebody else there drives one. Have you tried HH Bagel yet? I have not. Sounds like a good bagel, though. Tradify Lightning Funded is buns, 20% consistency. I haven't looked at that. I haven't looked at the Lightning Funded. I trade their select accounts. Sitting on my hands to not get in yet, but I'm thinking longs. We have swept a lot of sell side here, but it's hard for me to want to. I mean, theoretically, it has to go back up eventually, right? So at what point is it going to turn around? We've dumped 328 points since open. It's hard for me to want to get in on a long when we've been dumping so aggressively all day. Took a long ride after the Asia sweep, made my loss back, but I'm done for the day. Yeah, there you go. Up 1,100 on the day. I need to close the charts because I keep wanting to enter. Yeah, Kyle, walk away, man. 1,100 is good. Walk away. I mean, I just got greedy with my Apex accounts. I was up 400 or something on there, and I took a second trade, and now I'm down 69. So don't give it back. Make better choices than that. I thought I saw you out there, yeah. Almost yelled at you, but it was like 9:30 at night. I didn't know what was going on. Freak somebody out. There you go, Kyle. Smart, man. Need to get them to lower the price on those two lots right over there, Connor. They're out of their minds what they're asking. Jane the Swole Ginger's yelling in the night again. Bit studying ICT 2022, long road ahead. I was saying you need to get them to lower those prices of those lots over there, man. Had my eye on those for a while now. They're out of their minds with what they're asking. Imagine Christian yelling at you at 9:30. There's a swole man in the dart. I don't look that swole right now. I lost a little bit of mass. Need to get back to it. Been slacking. Too many pizzas. Can you zoom out for a second? Yeah. Bookmap's starting to get heavy to the downside again. I would eat the heck out of oxtail burrito, man. You guys are wild. Yeah, I only use Bookmap. Where'd you learn Bookmap? From sitting here watching Epic. If you're still in here, this is what I was gonna say, man. There's really not a whole lot of videos to find on Bookmap. There are some. There more coming out, but really what it takes to learn Bookmap is dedicate some time, whether it's during London session or maybe a day that you're not going to trade New York AM session, and you just sit here and you study the way that Bookmap moves in coordination with TradingView, what you're seeing on both at the same time. So that's literally like, I mean, my girlfriend would tell you, she'll call me and be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm studying Bookmap. Like I literally am just sitting here watching Bookmap and watching TradingView and studying it. And I still do that because there's still stuff for me to learn. You know, there's crazy patterns that'll present themselves. There's crazy movements that'll happen. There's just different behaviors that each session moves differently, even by the day. Like you can have New York AM move completely different from one day to the next, but those patterns also repeat themselves. So you'll have it move from Monday to Tuesday, it might be different, but a week from now or 2 weeks from now, it might move that same way, and you can identify, hey, it's moving like it did back then, and I learned this is what happens when it's looking like that. This is the way that it moves. So there's different things like that that you can learn from Bookmap, and the only way that that comes is from watching it. You know, I've used the analogy before. It's like a video game. It's like Fortnite or Warzone or something. Like I could sit there and tell you exactly how the game is won, how the game is played, but until you get your hands on the sticks and you consistently play the game, you're not going to necessarily be good at it. It takes a lot of screen time. For how long you use him? Him who? Him who? What advice would you give someone being 200 away from passing 2 accounts? Do what you've been doing, man. Same thing you've been doing, Logan. Don't change anything. Don't focus on the money. Don't even think about the money. Do your best to not even focus on that. Just focus on execution. You should look down and be surprised that, oh, I passed my account. I use the risk settings on Trade8 to calculate my target profit. So as soon as I hit that target profit, it liquidates the position so I don't go too far over it. So that would be the ideal situation. You look down, your position's closed. What happened? Oh, I look over, I passed the account. Cat, what's up, man? Bookmap. It took me about a year to get comfortable with it before I started really leaning into it to trade, to rely on trading. But you can do it faster than that. I didn't put a whole lot of emphasis on it like I could have. Samir, you're getting too caught up in the analytical side of things, man. It's easy to overcomplicate things. Obviously, this is a game of risk management more than anything, but you can also overanalyze things and really kind of give yourself analysis paralysis. I don't, man. I don't. 10 points typically is my initial stop. If I'm trading one mini, I'll usually have a 10-point stop or around there. And then once the trade goes 10 points into profit on NQ, I'll usually throw another contract on. Like right now, we're pushing hard to these 90s right here. I don't like this because I wouldn't want to be counter trend trading right now. I'd want to establish a new trend if we're going to establish one. But you have orders stacked aggressively to the 90s right here. But once I'm 10 points into profit, I'd throw in another contract and then move to break even. Typically, that's how I can do it. Unless price is just moving too fast for me to even make those kinds of moves. I'll just keep my finger on the cancel and close all button. I'll show you Bookmap what I'm seeing right now. So again, this would be a counter trend trade, and we can see that in the past we've had these major pullbacks. So I would not be interested in taking this, but you can see that if we were in a bullish trend currently, this would be an ideal target up here. This 300 level would be the ideal target. And if we started hesitating around these low 90s, that's where I would close my position just to secure my profits. What them grades look like though, all A's, 1B, and one not so good one that we're not going to talk about. I'm going to use one of my get out of jail free cards on that one. See, these pullbacks are exactly what I was talking about. If we were in a bullish trend, that would have been way more juicy. But the fact that we're still in a bearish trend, I'm not interested in trying to target these longs with my trading style. It is the coding class. It's the coding class, man. It thoroughly whooped my butt. I'll just get out completely, Jaden. I'll just get out completely. Look to re-enter if I need to, but I'd usually just get out completely. Calculus, yeah, calculus whooped my butt too, man. I think I ended up taking that online with what's her name, the lady. Forgot her name. You're at ECU though, aren't you? I took it at Carteret with I forgot the name of the lady. Started with a J. I think she was younger. She was like the same age as me. Oh, you're at Wilmington. That's right. Yeah. What's my 1 second bias? I mean, I had a pretty decent day today, to be completely honest. I haven't even tallied up what the total was. It's called Bookmap. It's called Bookmap. There you go, Juice. Very nice, man. Very nice. See if I can total this up here. I do trade order flow. Momentum, order flow combined with ICT. Been leaning, I mean, I don't think I've taken an ICT trade this month, to be completely honest with you guys. I don't really look at indicators that much, Connor. I look at the VWAP, as that blue line that you see on the screen. I'll keep an eye on that, but I really don't use indicators. I use Bookmap. Checkmate, I started doing that a little bit, and when I did, I was getting cooked. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna go back to my trading style of waiting for the market to show its hand. What do I mean? I use Bookmap? This is Bookmap. It shows you where this is level 2 data, so this is institutional order flow. It shows where orders are stacked in the market. Gives you a sense of what's going on. It's wall hacks. the higher, the more orange or red, the brighter the red or orange, the more concentration of orders there are at that level. We're up $7 grand on the day, dude. Yeah, it's not a bad day. Yeah, they do. Those balls indicate volume here. I'll make them a little bit bigger so you can see. But the more green they are, there's more buyers. The more red they are, the more sellers. That's the volume being executed at that level, at that price level. I'm gonna go make break-even coffee, see horses tomorrow. All right, Everett, take care, man. Why did I not take that long? I'm not interested in counter trend trading, and I'm up 7,000 on the day already. I've taken my trades. Hey, love to hear that, Don. Have a good day at work, man. Bookmap does not do time frames like that because time frames indicate candles. There's no candles. This is continuous. You can do time slices or splices. So basically, I think this is pretty much the 5-minute slice if you're selecting a slice. How many trades did I take? I took one on Tradeify, one on Take Profit Trader, one on Lucid, and 3 on Apex. You download it. Jay dropped. Download it at bookmap.com. This is NQ. What do you mean I'm fast? Reading? Yeah, Connor, if you, I use an indicator to mark out the session highs and lows at the beginning of the session, but I don't, I mark those out manually and then turn the indicator off. So it's not something that I keep on the whole time. So that $7 grand, Connor, goes towards what I can withdraw. Those are all funded accounts. So once I reach the profit threshold to make a withdrawal, I'll be able to withdraw. Typically, those accounts, each account, you're only able to withdraw 2,000 per account. However, the Take Profit Trader account, there's no cap on those withdrawals, and those are daily. So those will hit my account tomorrow once I withdraw, if I'm over my threshold, which I think I am on all of them. So I'll withdraw like 700 from each of those accounts. But as long as I don't blow those accounts, any of the ones that I've traded today, at some point, yeah, that entire $7 grand will be in my bank account. How do you get real-time data? You pay for it. Now, Connor, with the personal capital account, which I have, whatever I trade that day, I mean, that's withdrawable right away, whatever money I make. But you're also exposed to, whatever you lose is straight out of your account. You blow a prop firm account, you're only out what you paid for the account, which is typically like $100. I blow my personal account, I'm out the entirety of that account, whatever it was that went from my bank account into the brokerage account. You can copy trade. You can copy trade. As long as you're not hedging, multiple accounts, checkmate. So like as long as they can't see you're trading with another firm, but as long as you're not like having two Apex accounts where one's long and one's short, you know, that's obviously an issue. I can't do it, so it must be fake. Stay broke, man. Stay broke all you want. I'm not imploring you to do this or to get involved in this or to even be interested in this. Should I just call it? Yeah, it's up to you, man. It's up to you. I use TradeSyncer. Checkmate. Hey, God bless you too, POV. Appreciate that. Bookmap's a little over 100 a month. Devin, we are over an hour into the session here, and we've dumped 400 points. So, not sure how much more you need to see there. It's pushing back up to this 300 level. We've rejected that 300 level already twice. So we've also rejected this 27,275 level once or twice pretty aggressively. All right, Will, have a good day, man. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Bookmap. It's called Bookmap. Here comes this 75 level. It'll be interesting if we push through this or if we reject out of it again. Push just through it right there. See if it holds any speed here. There's still orders to the upside at that 300 level. Rejecting 75 again. See if it'll hold above it. There it goes, back above it. Pushing through now into the 90s, back into the 80s, now into the 90s. There you go. There's the momentum. Now let's see if 300 holds or rejects. Here we are at that 300. Rejecting that 300 again. If I was looking for longs, I'd want to see confirmation through that 300 level. I'm not eyeballing another trade here, but I'm saying if I was one of you guys that's still looking for a trade, I'd want to see confirmation above that 300 level. That's a 15-minute inversion right there that we've rejected out of pretty aggressively now. Want to see momentum through that 300 level. If you're going to take this, I would hold off until you see momentum through that 300 level. I'm sorry to hear that, Gabe. That's frustrating. Why not paper trade? No need, no interest. For Apex, you got your account balance total needs to be around, to take a max payout on a 50K account, your account balance needs to be around 54,100, I think, around that area. And that allows you to take a $2,000 payout. It's a 50K account, so you start the eval at 50,000. You have to make 3,000 to pass, and then it once the account switches to a funded account, it starts back at 50,000. So then you'd have to make 4,000 to be able to take out 2, basically. But think, Connor, you can do that with Apex. You can have 20 accounts, 20 funded accounts at the same time. So yeah, you're capped at $2,000 a payout, but if you copy it across 40 accounts, or excuse me, 20 accounts, you're taking $40,000 out every payout. That's every 5 days. If you can keep your head screwed on straight and make it happen. Two connections is 2 different firms. A connection is 1 firm. It is. I took a max Apex payout, and then I took some take profit trader payouts on top of that. So I think all in all, it was a little over 50 that I took in 1 month, but I have only done that once. Most of my months are around, I've been averaging around 10 to 15,000. This year, I've only been right around 10. I think I had 1 month I did 7. Last month I did 11. It's been averaging roughly 10. There's a push to those 300s there. That's what we were looking for. Edits, you're going to get the boot. Da boot. Yaparooski. I do use TradeSyncer, yeah. Could you explain how you read this? Yeah, so these colors that you see lined here, these are limit orders stacked in the market. These are volume bubbles that are showing you the volume that's being executed at that level. These are market orders that being executed. So the more green it is, the more buyers there are. The more red it is, the more sellers there are. Theoretically, price wants to target these levels, these higher liquidity levels that you see. And this is a VWAP. You know what a VWAP is. This is the true day VWAP here. I mean, this is basically a more in-depth version of Footprint. How do you get your volume dots looking like that instead of individual colors? Go to right-click on the volume dot and hit volume dot settings and turn it on total volume instead of volume delta. Bookmap. Bookmap. I consider the trend, Connor. I consider where we are in relation to other levels like Asia highs, Asia lows, where we are in terms of are we at all-time highs. HMM, I just went over that. Yeah, I think after six payouts, I think is the new rule that they implemented. 6 payouts with the same account, they move you to live. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's basically what this is, Cracked. This is order flow, and then I'd combine it with ICT. Although, like I was saying earlier, this month I've don't think I've taken a single ICT trade. It's mostly been order flow. Strong pushes here, man. Strong pushes. Bookmap is a huge help, man. It's a huge help. It's a huge help. I think combined with any strategy that you trade, it's a great help. I mean, it's added information to, take into consideration when you're deciding whether to take a trade or not. HMM, I've gone over that several times, man. I'm not entering, Philip. I'm up 7,000 on the day already, man. I don't need to take any more. Difference between order flow and difference between order flow and ICT is a completely different school of thought in terms of what you're looking for when trading. ICT is a lot of different patterns and things to look for. My ICT setup, my favorite ICT setup is the unicorn model, which would be, you'd look for a sweep of this Asia low down here. You would look for the V-shaped recovery. You'd want a breaker formation. This random wick kind of throws things off. But the V-shape, you'd want a breaker formation here, and you'd love to see this 5-minute gap inside of it. And then you'd look for a tap back into that, clear draw on liquidity in the opposite direction. You're looking for patterns and things like that. With order flow, it's more of what you're seeing for me on the book map and the momentum that's being created. I just made the greatest comeback. Yeah, there's different, I call them philosophies about trading or schools of thought. You have ICT, you have order flow momentum, you have trend lines, you have supply and demand, ICC. There's different, schools of thought or philosophy of how to analyze the price action and make decisions on when to trade. Yeah, or I do use VWAP, yeah. That's the blue line you see that we're pushing up on right now. Why not take a long? I'm at my limit. I don't need to trade anymore, man, and risk giving any of it back. That's a very important thing about trading. You got to know when to shut it down. All too often, I've been up tremendously and then take a trade, end up losing some of it. I'm gonna take another one to get that back, just to get back to where I was. Then you lose more, and then you lose more. Next thing you know, you're in the red for the day. Exactly, Connor. I'd say 80% to 90% of finding success with trading is mastering that patience, which is a part of the philosophy that I talk about. Mastering a psychological discipline that most people cannot ever get. Like I'm talking about, not over trading, not getting greedy. Hey, I'm having a killer day, man. I'm up 7,000. I'm going to go back and trade some more. No need for that. That literally just happened to me today, and I blew my funded. Yeah, it happens to a lot of traders, man. I took several different ones, Connor. I took one on, I'm trading multiple different firms right now. So I'm trading Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, and Lucid, as well as Apex. And I'm down $69 times 5 on my Apex accounts. I'm up 530 times 5 on my take profit accounts, 459 times 5 on my Tradeify accounts, and 463 times 5 on my Lucid accounts. I was in on this short multiple different times. So I took one trade on each. I took 3 on my Apex accounts. I appreciate that. Appreciate the follow. How do you use VWAP as a confluence? A lot of times it can be used as a level of resistance, or it can be used as a level of support. There's also multiple different VWAPs. So this one, I'm not sure what, this is the TradingView VWAP. I'm not sure what they anchor theirs to, but then you have this indicator, which will show you the start of New York session VWAP. See this? So this starts at 8 a.m. So this is the average price from the 8 a.m. session. That's this blue line right here, this thick blue line. See, it starts here at 8 a.m. And then there's the true day, which is the 6 p.m. VWAP, which is what I have on Bookmap. It's anchored to the 6 p.m. open from last night. And every day I re-anchor it to the 6 p.m. Yeah, Luis, I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I think risk management is kind of what I mean by psychology. Because that, you know, you're exactly right. You're at 55 and you haven't gotten a payout. I was way more than that, or way less than that. But the thing is, I traded personal capital prior to discovering prop firms. I was trading 4x personal capital, and got smoked, man, for a good period of time before I discovered prop firms and trading futures. But I think I got my first payout. It was with Top Step after like the 5th, maybe 6th account. After I really figured it out, I wasn't familiar with the rules. I kind of just jumped in without reading any of the rules or how any of it worked. I took this short, took part of this short. We were targeting that London low, took another short targeting this Asia, took another short after the rejection, after this 300. I mean, there's a total of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades. 3 of them were on the same firm and the rest were individual, 1 per firm. They do, but it's not like here are the rules and then you sign up. It's like you gotta make sure you go look at the rules, the FAQ page, and then go to the rules. I know what SMTs are, man, and I've used them some. It's an added confluence, but I don't rely on them as heavily as other people do. Hey, there you go, Michael. Very nice, man. Bookmap for entries. What'd you say? I didn't see what you said. How much funded capital do you got, and what percent do you aim per month? I don't really aim for percentages, man. I feel like you can get bogged down on my personal capital account. 2.5% per day per trade is nice. I like to be around that level, but it's a $5,000 account, so it's not like it's huge or anything. But I don't, with prop firms, I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff, man. But total, I have 5 Lucid. These are all 50K accounts. 5 Lucid, 5 Tradeify, 5 Take Profit Trader, and 2 funded Apex accounts and 18 Apex evals. I'm waiting to get a payout on one of my Apex accounts to pay for the other activation fees on the other 18. Try to keep it efficient. It's like $120 per account, so. But you can do the math on that. I haven't ever totaled it up what the total capital is. All right, Connor, have a good day, man. Have not gotten rebuild. Not at the 100K yet, man. Not at the 100K yet. There you go, checkmate. Very nice. All right, guys, it's 11. This is my cutoff time. Got to go on and do other things with my life. How much did you lose altogether before becoming profitable? A little over $22,000. A lot of that was personal capital from trading Forex. You guys have a good day. Love you guys. God bless you. Follow if you're new. We're live every day, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Try to help out anybody who needs help or has questions. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. I'm off at 11, Ryan. I'm off at 11. That's the cutoff. Come back tomorrow. We'll be back 9 a.m. I feel like it is a very common story, Luis. I think it's a very common story. How are you preventing getting banned from streaming? I have no idea. I don't play music. We'll see you guys. Have a good day.